I guess starting off, just what's it been like being here? Have you guys been able to participate in workouts, and what's it been like just kind of meeting the team and all that?
It's been good. I feel pretty acclimated with the guys already. I have a big personality, and it's meshed well with the guys, and it's been going really well. I've enjoyed my time in Tallahassee, and it feels like I've been part of the team for a long time.
Next one will be Brendan Stone with 247.
Hi, Mycah. We spoke to you when you were on your visit here at Florida State, and you discussed some of the different plans that FSU had for you in terms of moving you outside, inside, running back, all that good stuff. Ultimately, like, you picked FSU, so was that plan was that approach to saying how you'd be used, was that appealing ultimately for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's always appealing when the sales pitch is getting you the ball and stuff like that. So it definitely is appealing, and I'm super excited just to get after it and play for a program like Florida State with the great tradition that they have. It's an honor to put on the garnet and gold.
Next up is Perry with the Tomahawk Nation.
Hey, Mike, up first, it must be nice for like the cold weather to be in the 40s instead of usually what it is in Oregon.
Yeah.
But second, so you said it's a sales pitch, but in a way, like sort of you're interviewing too and sort of pitching yourself. Like, what were the attributes you kind of envision yourself bringing to Florida State?
Well, I looked at a guy like Anthony Miller that was coached back at Memphis with Coach, and so I know that he had great history with him, and me and Anthony kind of have the same physical stature and stuff like that. So, I could see myself being successful in his offense and him utilizing me in those type of ways that he utilized him, and being able to, go out there and make plays is something that's kind of second nature for me. So if I can continue to do that and make consistent plays, I mean, there should be no issue with me in this offense.
Kurt Wiley with Tallahassee.
Hey, Mycah. I know Coach Dillingham was a lot of kind of your early establishing of the relationship here, and then not long after you visited, he went out where you just were. I guess, how important was this weekend, that visit, getting to know everybody else, getting to know the teammates, and I guess what was it in the end that made you choose Florida State?
It was tough because Coach Dill kind of had me sold on Florida State. So then he kind of actually, like when he left, I kind of like took a couple extra days to like think about it because I was ready to commit. And then I just really thought about it. I actually talked with him, and he was like, look, you still could be a guy there, and you have great potential to be one of the marquee guys in that offense. And so Coach Dillingham kept it real and honest. And I know Norvell is a great offensive mind. I've watched him for the longest time. I see his history with the 8 years of having receivers. He had 7,000-yard receivers, which is big. He likes to throw the ball. He comes from a receiver perspective and a background. So, it's really awesome to have him as the OC helping with Alex Atkins, or Coach Atkins.
Brendan again.
So one wide receiver who joined you here was Johnny Wilson, someone I guess you're pretty familiar with. Can you kind of give us a little insight into Johnny's game and guess what that recruiting process was like for you, assuming that you took a little bit of a role in getting them here to Florida State?
So I did give him a call because I kind of knew he was getting in the portal. Obviously, I can do my own recruiting. Coaches can't. So I just talked to him about how I enjoyed my visit, how it was great. And it's great to have, someone that you've been around so long and you build that chemistry with around you, especially at a new place. He's been key in my adapting to Florida State too, because we're adapting together. So it's really cool to have him around. I know he's a great player. He can move for how big he is and stuff like that, and takes a lot of stress off of me if I'm out there balling. So it will help him get the rock too. So, Ira.
So how much did you know about Jordan Travis before you started this process, and what got you excited about maybe playing with him at Florida State?
So Jordan, I actually watched some film on Jordan before I got here because I'm not just going to go to a quarterback I don't believe in, obviously. Jordan can throw the ball. There's speculations or something. I don't know. Like, he can't, but he definitely can. I've watched his film. I've seen how he is. He's very confident. He can get out the pocket and still make very accurate throws. me and Jordan have built actual pretty strong friendship this past 2 weeks I've been here. We've been hanging out all weekend. It's been fun, and we've been enjoying each other's company. And there's a lot of similar traits that we have, and we've been able to connect and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been well.
Brendan?
Following up on that, Mycah, can you kind of elaborate on what you and Jordan have done in terms of building the relationship? Have you guys put in work on the field? I guess what has that dynamic been like so far in the last few weeks?
Yeah, well, as of right now, we've been working on the field and stuff like that, obviously. But outside of the field is probably one of the more important things is building that relationship, that friendship, that trust. And I felt like we've built that together, and we're still doing it. I mean, it's awesome to see how he is as a person. He's a great guy. Let alone he's fun to hang out with. You know, it's never a dull moment. And so me and Johnny just have fun times, and we make fun of him. He makes fun of us. It's that type of relationship.
Ira?
Watching your video from when you decided to leave Oregon, you talked about wanting to be in a little bit more pass friendly offense, receiver friendly offense. How did Coach Norvell and Coach Atkins and those guys convince you Florida State would be that when they've kind of the last couple of years they've had to run the ball a lot as well?
Well, I just go back to, like I said, I go back to the receipts. The receipts is Norvell is a pass friendly offense. Whatever it was last year, I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it was difficult to pass the ball for them. And so I feel like me coming around can maybe help or give him some more encouragement to throw that football. He already has the background for it, and I know Coach Norvell has a great offensive mind, and I'm willing to bet my money that he's willing to go out there and make a explosive offense this year.
Brendan?
So in addition to yourself and Johnny, FSU's added a couple other wide receivers in the portal and has a group coming back with a lot of experienced guys. I guess, how do you look at the wide receiver group? And from talking to coaches, they mentioned competition a lot. I guess, what are your thoughts on what the competition is going to be like among your position group?
Yeah, I mean, I've had competition my whole life. I have an older brother that's in the NFL right now that's a 1,000-yard receiver. I never shy away from competition. I've always loved it. It makes them better. It makes me better at the end of the day. And I love competition because that's how I compete. I feel like that's what separates me from other people is my willingness to win and wanting to win. And I'll go to the extent that I have to win.
Bob Ferrante with the Osceola.
Hey, Mycah, appreciate the time. I'm curious about your skills as a punt returner. Can you tell us a little bit about, what do you like about your contributions that you can offer on special teams here at Florida State?
Yeah, I feel like I can be a very versatile punt returner. I've always been a returner. I've always been in the return game, no matter what it was, whether it was high school, even Pop Warner, I was back there catching punts. So it's definitely a thing I enjoy doing. I pride myself in not dropping the ball back there. I never did when I was back there after all the punts I've caught. So I pride myself on making smart decisions too. If there's 4 guys in front of me, I'm going to fair catch it. It's not smart to try to run it out and then, God forbid, fumble or cost the team some opportunities. So just understanding when to take it out and when to catch it. I find it very, like I said, it's very routine for me to go out there and catch punts. Just looking at the rotation of the ball, kind of knowing where it's going to land before it lands. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like I can contribute a lot in that aspect of things, but obviously, like Coach said, there's going to be competition, and I'm going to have to go out there and compete and show why I can be that punt returner for this football team.
I think you mentioned that you've got a kind of a big personality, and I think we've seen that as well. As a new guy coming in as a transfer, do you have to kind of temper that a little bit, or do you just come in and I'm Mycah and this is how I am?
Well, obviously, I come in with respect for my teammates. I come in with my willingness to work and listen and hear what you kind of got to be open to the culture. People's culture is different from other people's culture. I can see it from Oregon to here. There's definitely a lot of similar things, but you got to adjust to the little things that coaches like, because not every coach is the same. Every human being is different. So everyone else likes things a certain way and a different way. So, I mean, I still will have my big personality because that's just the guy I am. And I feel like that's what allows me to be me, you know, and I never want to lose myself. And I felt like that's what I was doing at Oregon. And I feel like I'm finding myself again being here.
Aswan with Warchant.
Mikey, you left a program that was, competing for college football playoff positioning, possibly going to a Rose Bowl 2 years ago. Are you trying to bring that same sort of expectation to a place like Florida State, or are you just going to kind of let the tempo be set by the people around you?
Definitely not. I'm a guy that wants to go. Like I'm a winner at heart. I'm probably the sorest loser out there. I can't do it. If I lose a rep, we're running it right back until I win. So that's kind of the mentality that I have. It's always been instilled in me. Thankfully, I had a great father and a great older brother that kind of beat it into my head that I can win any rep and at any time. And so they've instilled a lot of confidence in me. And yeah, I want to win. I want to go out there and win all the games we have. I want to keep going. And I know the confidence we have can lead us to a college football playoff if we win out. And I think our team is talented enough to do that. It's just about putting the right pieces together and getting out there and playing as hard as possible.
Ira?
When you're in the transfer portal, it's a little bit different than when you're a high school recruit in the sense that, maybe it's more your decision than taking your parents' opinions and all that. What were your dad and your brother or anybody else part of the process, or was it pretty much yours now as a guy who's been through it?
Well, yeah, it was solely my decision. I know I had I probably would say I had like 12 to 15 offers. But at the end of the day, I kind of narrowed my schools down right away because I was saying, am I really going to go to FCS or things like that? I know I wanted to still be at a Power 5 program and compete and show my willingness to compete and be successful at a high level. And my brother and my dad agreed with that. My brother personally wanted me to go to USC, but the whole coaching change, it was too much going on at USC. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with the safe decision where they have an established coach. They extended him. And so I felt like being here and having an established quarterback was very key for my decision making. I didn't want to take a gamble and go to USC or go to other programs where they don't have an established quarterback or established head coach. So I ended up choosing here, and I feel confident in this decision. And at the end of the day, like you said, from high school to college, this is a different decision in the transfer portal. It's more of a business decision other than a 4-year decision.
Aswan?
Mycah, when you did decide to leave Oregon, you went on YouTube and kind of talked about some of the reasons, not maybe getting enough looks offensively as a wide receiver in that sort of offense, but the team was having overall team success. I guess, how did that ever come up when talking to Coach Norvell about, the reasons you left and the reasons you're in Tallahassee and just being able to balance individual and team success?
Yeah, well, me and Coach Norvell, we talked about the whole reasoning on why I left, and I'm gonna keep that indoors with us because some of the reasons were personal reasons, and he knows the real reason on the situation that I was in. And so, yeah, I mean, it was something that was really tough. It was a hard decision to make, but what was happening to me over at Oregon was something that I couldn't let happen anymore.
Any other questions? Okay, all set. Thank you.
Recording stopped.